let's move on to this week in the Epstein saga. The story that won't go away, the story that stays in the news despite every Trump effort to bury this thing. This week, the House Oversight Committee released more than 33,000 pages of Epstein related files, including court documents, flight records, and a video of Epstein's cell block from before his death that includes a minute missing from earlier videos. However, most of these documents were already in the public domain. The following day, however, a group of Epstein accusers put pressure on Congress to release all of the files on Wednesday at a press conference organized by Republican Representative Thomas Massie and Democratic Representative Ro Khanna. The group of accusers told emotional, gut-wrenching stories of abuse at the hands of Epstein and his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, and raised pressure on lawmakers to back the release of all of the files in the Justice Department's years-long investigation. So, the Khanna and Massie are pushing a discharge petition around the House of Representatives, and they need 218 signatures, that's, a majority of members of the House, to force a vote to compel the Justice Department to release all of the Epstein files. Now, the White House framed voting for this discharge petition as a hostile act toward the Trump administration. The accusers, meanwhile, said that if Congress isn't willing to release all of the investigative documents pertaining to Epstein, that they would compile their own list of names to hold those in Epstein's orbit accountable. Together as survivors, we will confidently compile the names we all know who were regularly in the Epstein world, said Lisa Phillips, who said she was brought to Epstein's island. Derek, so first of all, your thoughts on this discharge petition. None of the Indiana Republicans have signed on to this thing so far, including Victoria Spartz, who was at this press conference, I understand, as was Nancy Mace, Marjorie Taylor Greene, some of your far right, like Whack-a-Bird Republicans are on board with releasing these files. Why can't Indiana representatives like Jim Baird or Mark Messmer or Jefferson Shreve get behind this demand for transparency?
Because they have suckled at the teat of MAGA for so long that they're afraid to step out of line when it comes to, even if it's basic human decency, they lack
it. Tracy, now, maybe I'm cynical, but like if I'm these folks, if I'm like, say, a Jefferson Shreve or an Aaron Houchin, somebody who would say that they're a reasonable Republican, right? Like Shreve especially. I don't think he ever claimed to be a MAGA guy. If you wanted the MAGA thing gone so you could be yourself, wouldn't this Epstein bombshell and getting Trump run out on a rail benefit you in the long run?
Absolutely. It's, I wish that something, and again, not to slight the victims, Epstein's victims, it's appalling, but I wish that a broader range of issues would spark non-MAGA Republicans to stand up to Trump. Assault on our democracy.
Yeah.
Concentration camps in our states. Like, there's a million things that I wish that would have twigged them. But if this is it, Go! What are you waiting for? It's your chance. Take it and run.
Seriously, and for all of this, obvious cover up, right? Trump said, I want to say it was on Thursday this week in a lengthy True Social post that the Justice Department had done its job in releasing the Epstein documents, and that Democrats knew everything there was to know about Epstein, but now, years after his death, they, out of nowhere, are seeming to show such love and heartfelt concern for his victims. Does anybody really believe that? It's time to Democrat Epstein Oaks and give Republicans credit for the great, even legendary job that they are doing. They obviously have not, Derek, right? They have not done their job.
No, they haven't. They need to release all the files unredacted unless it deals with national security, which I highly doubt that it does, or ongoing criminal court cases. Release them. We all know whose names are on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even some of our, Democratic heroes' names are on there. We just want the list. We want to help start the healing for the victims. And, charge who we can for any of these
We
crimes.
want the truth, no matter what, because we are not in a cult like Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, who had perhaps the most ridiculous Trump excuse I've seen to date, saying on during remarks Friday that Trump is so Trump referred to this thing as a Democrat hoax, right? Trump says the Epstein case is a Democrat hoax. Well, Johnson says, well, no. He's referring to the hoax that Democrats are using it to try to attack him. It's been misrepresented. He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. And this is the best part right here. He went on to say, he was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows.
Wait, what?
Sympathy for the women who suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. Mike Johnson is basically peddling the QAnon conspiracy theory, saying that, well, if Trump knew anything about the Epstein case, it's because he was working undercover to try and break into this sex trafficking ring and expose it.
Yeah. I don't really get the sense that Donald Trump has the personality characteristics or skill set that would make him a valuable FBI informant.
Right?
He
has the personality and type that it makes him a good KGB asset.
Perhaps, but no. Yeah.
There have been so many memes the last couple days talking about who else was a FBI informant in some various ridiculous scenarios, which I encourage folks to go online and find.